Hey, I'm Rob Radcliffe, the Reluctant Writer, and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be talking all about this guy. So this morning I received an email from a fan. It happens now and again. It's lovely when I receive them, and I'm going to read it out to you. Dear Rob, I've been a long time fan of yours, devouring your books when you release them. I've really enjoyed your new Reluctant Writer channel on YouTube, and I don't want to come across cheeky, but I was wondering if you'd put a video on talking about your books, where you get your ideas for them, and talk about plans for the future with your series. Thanks a lot for providing hours of entertainment for me. Massive fan, Joe. Well, thank you very much, Joe. It was lovely to receive your email, and this one is for you, buddy. I'm guessing you're a bloke. You might be called Juwan. Bit tight, calling you a little boy, Juwan. Anyway, so I'm going to crack right on because I've got quite a few books to get through, I guess. I first started writing when I was about 15 years old. I think I might have mentioned this actually in another video. I started writing when I was about 15 years old. I was grounded forever, and so I started reading a lot, and then I thought, I can give that a go. And I started writing. My first book was called A Passion to Kill. It was just a thriller rip-off from thrillers that I've been reading. And then I started reading a bit more widely. I wasn't just reading thrillers, I was reading everything you can get your hands on. And then I started writing. I kind of developed my own voice for it, I think. My readers seem to enjoy the voice that I put in it, in my writing. And then, so I've written 13 books so far that have been published. And I guess I'll go through them for Joe, one. And here we go. First book, The Race. The Race is about four friends who go on holiday to the island of Zante in Greece. Three of them are single, one of them isn't, and they have an idea, when they go, let's have a race, let's have a competition to see who can pull the most amount of girls. And then the guy that's single comes up with elaborate pointing systems and calls himself the judge. And every night they go out, every night's a theme night. They'll go out, they'll try and get with a different girl from whatever theme night it is. And then the next morning they all meet, rough, hungover for breakfast, and the judge points them according to his elaborate pointing schemes that none of the other guys get, but point them he does. And that's kind of the basis of the story. Each night's a different theme night. I think it was the first time I was writing in first person, present tense, and I really enjoyed writing it. I wrote it when I was about 22, 23, so off the back of going on a few holidays like that myself, I thought, that'd be a good idea. It was a standalone. I really enjoyed writing it, and then I went on to write the next book, Meat Market. Again, same tense. Meat Market was a little bit different. I decided I wanted to write, whereas The Race was four different points of view going through the book. Meat Market was going to be one narrator. It's going to be a guy called Greg. Now, Greg is heartbroken. He's just had his missus break up with him. He doesn't know where to turn, and he ends up turning into the arms of his best mate, Stu. Stu's very happy-go-lucky, he's a very confident guy, he seems to pull girls left, right and centre. Greg's not like that. Greg just had the one girlfriend who he met in university. He was very happy with his relationship. He doesn't know how to speak to women. He doesn't want to be single, but yet he finds himself thrown back into singledom. Fortunately, he has his best friend as a winger to help him along his merry ways. So Stu takes him under his wing, shows him what's what in the pub scene, the dating scene, just trying to give him a bit of confidence, boost him, show him, there is a life beyond the ex-girlfriend. And that's basically what the story's about. Then it kind of moves on to Greg finding out that Stu has a very niche job, which kind of ties in with the whole going out dating stuff. I'm not going to say any more about the job because it's a bit of a surprise in the book. But yeah, that's basically Meat Market. Still now is my most downloaded novel. It's brought me many fans of my writing, and it's the one with the most reviews, both 1 star and 5 star. On to the next one. Checking out. When I was 19 years old, I moved to South Africa to go and live with my auntie and uncle. I was stuck in a dead-end job at the time. I was in a flat that I didn't really like, with a girlfriend that I didn't really like, and I just sort of wanted out. And I was given the opportunity to go and move over to Cape Town. And I was but a little baby 19-year-old, and I decided to take that opportunity. Went over there, and Checking Out is just, I guess, a memoir from that time. From the 2 years that I spent over there, I loved the place, loved the people, and it was just a big book full of waffle about what I got up to, how the culture was different, and how sometimes I felt like a bit of a alien to these people. Couldn't understand the slang, couldn't understand the accent sometimes, and it was a great time. And when I got back, I wrote a wee tale, and that is Checking Out. Escorting Eric is it's Meat Market sequel. Because of the successful Meat Market, I had a lot of people saying, when are you going to do a sequel? When are you going to do a sequel? And I didn't have a sequel to do. I didn't have an idea. I was busy writing the next book that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But I was busy writing another book, and I was like, well, I haven't got a sequel to it. It kind of ended nicely. It was that story's over. I'm writing something else. But I kept getting people asking for a sequel in reviews, emails. I was getting hounded. Please do a sequel to Meat Market. And so I had a think, and Escorting Eric came up eventually. It's basically the story of Meat Market, but from Greg's best mate's point of view. And it's a little book that I did enjoy writing, because it's the first time that the character actually spoke to the reader. I've never done fourth wall breaking. If you've seen the film Deadpool, very much the same thing, but in word form. And yeah, that's Escorting Eric. I told my readers when I was releasing it, this is kind of a sequel-ish, but they seem to enjoy it. I read it recently, and I think it's a pretty good book. So yeah, Escorting Eric. Barman is one of my 2 favourite books that I've ever written, because it was 2 stories going on in the same book from the same character. First chapter, guy committing suicide. Second chapter, 6 months before. Third chapter's back to the guy committing suicide, and it leapfrogs like that all the way through. I thought it kept the pacing up in the book, and it kind of made the reader want to know what's going on. What is the reason for him committing suicide when he seems to be doing all right in the first half of the book? Despite a few problems that he is having, he's not seeing his child anymore, one that he basically brought up. And then, yeah, Barman, I love it. Makes everyone cry at the end. I like that too. Okay, so that is basically my Ladlet series. Each one of these books was meant to be a standalone book, never supposed to be in a series. And I guess even now the Ladlet series is a standalone series, so you could pick up any one of the books and read that first. And I was very conscious of doing it that way, just because there's no overarching plot. So you can literally pick up whichever you like. The series is set out chronologically, and it goes like this: Race, Checking Out, Meat Market, Escorting Eric, and then Barman. I have 2 more books in the series that will be out next year, and those 2 books are called Book 6, The Other Side, and Book 7, Tindered. They're out next year, and that's a 7-book series. I will be writing 10 books in the series, maybe 9, depending, I'm not sure. Yeah, so that is my Ladlet series. Sticking to the same genre, next is my Mr. Millionaire series. Mr. Millionaire, I came up with the idea, I wanted to write about someone winning the lottery because it's fun, and I sort of came up with this idea one day when I was walking home with the kids. I found a lottery ticket on the floor right outside my house, and I picked them up. I'm just a scruff like that. I picked them up, and I saw that it was for the following Wednesday, so it hadn't been done. And I thought, oh my God, what? Imagine if this won. And that kind of got the brain thinking. And I came up with the idea for Mr. Millionaire there. It's about a guy called Paul. He's drowning in debt. He's about to lose his house. Things aren't going well. He lost his job, and it's just going shit for him. And he gets this lottery ticket. I can't remember if he found it. Did he find it? No, he didn't. He found some money on the floor, and with it was the last fiver he has in the world, and he ends up getting some milk and whatever, and then also buying a lottery ticket, a lucky dip, and it coming in, and then it follows, this transformation, this big thing that happened. He's just won a load of money, and what he does with it. I just didn't at the time. I didn't want to take on a novel because brainness. It's a lot writing a whole novel. And I thought I'll try a short story out. It turned into about 30,000 words. I think I wrote it in 5 or 6 days. I really enjoyed writing it. It was fun to write, and like Meat Market, people started asking for me to write a sequel. So that's what I'm writing at the moment. So Mr. Millionaire is out to buy, and Miss Millionaire, sorry, it's just everything's opposite. Forget it. Miss Millionaire will be out next year. Writing it at the moment, and then there'll be a third in the series, The Millionaire. I don't know. I'd probably call it The Millionaires or something like that. Next, I'm going to talk about my Reluctant Writer series, because it's the name of this channel, which I kind of named after the books. The first one in the series is Rant, and it was basically blog posts when I didn't want to do any writing, but I did have ideas. I just thought, well, I need to do some writing of some sort, but I didn't want to jump into one of my novels that I was doing. I thought, I'll just write a little blog post, a little story, and that's how it started me doing my blog. So it's full. I think there's about 15 or 20 little stories, but it's just me waffling or ranting about something. Different topics, mostly about the kids, but also about dieting, which, as you can see, didn't, spoiler alert, it didn't continue. But just about this, that, and I might come up with a funny idea for something and think, I'll write it, see how it goes, and then it becomes a blog post. That's what Rant's about. And then I did the sequel, which is Dad. And Dad, same thing, blog posts, a bit more ranty, a bit more trying to put the worlds to rights. I think entertaining. People seem to enjoy them when I've posted them out in my emails, and they read them on my website. So yeah, that's Rant and Dad. There will be a third one when I have enough blog posts to put in another book. I'll just keep continuing. I usually put one out once a year when I've done 20 or so blog posts. I'll pick the best ones, the funniest ones, the most entertaining ones, and I'll put them in a book and go, there you go. If you want to read them all again, one after the other, they're there. So that's my Reluctant Writer series. And last but by no means least is my Divine Chronicles. Now, the Divine Chronicles I came up with, I was busy writing my Ladlit stuff, trying to be as funny as possible in the pages, and I just had an idea for another story, and it was about a group of people who'd been immortal, who were still immortal, for years and years, and just it allowed me to do a lot of history, a lot of research. I love history, and I just wanted to do a bit of research and not just go fly off the seat of my pants and just write funny bits. I wanted to plot a bit in my books. So I wanted to do all these different things, and the Divine, which was book 1 at the time, was my vehicle to do that. It was also world building. It's not set in this world, I guess, or it is, but it's not. It's about a group of immortals who've been around a while, as you would be, being immortal. There's a lot of pseudo-sciencey stuff in it. It was great fun to write. Bit fantasy-ish, but not with dwarves and elves and stuff. Just the idea. You know, people are immortal. A bit sci-fi, but again, there's no aliens in it. It's more about the science that's in the book, the pseudoscience that I put in the books. And there's a lot of history in it that I loved researching. Book 2 was the first one that I wrote, The Divine. And then I went on to write book 3, which was Healer. The Healer is set in World War II quite a lot, which was great because, again, I could dive into history. I found a little piece of history that I don't think many people know about, and I made that the main focus for that one. And then I wrote the novella, The Guardian, and that's now book 1. And that's about a guy called Bertie. He is a hospital porter, but also he is the guardian of the afterlife. When people die, he's the guy that meets them when they're a bit disorientated, going, what do I need next? He's the one that says, come with me, come on, hey, hello. I'll show you the way. And that book's narrated by him. And it was, I think actually that one's my favourite one. It's short and sweet. It goes through, I put a lot of world building into that one. And it's a very simple premise, whereas The Divine goes here, there and everywhere. A lot of time travel in it, different characters weaved in towards each other, history in it. Oh, God, it's everywhere. It was a nightmare to read it. And then, again, The Healer, there's a lot of weaving of history and a bit of time travel, and it's all over the shop. But again, yeah. Book 4 in that series is a freebie that I give away, and it's called The Immortal, and it's a book that was written in that series. Is the best way I guess I could describe it. And yeah, so far that is that series. I do have the evaluation coming out next year again. Everything's out next year now. It's so close to Christmas, I'm not bothering. But next year is 2021. So if you're in 2021 already, it might be out. Yeah, so that's the Divine series. And that is all the books I've written at the moment. That's 20 years worth of scribbles. Very proud of myself, not to pat myself on the back so much, but yeah, it's that's my stuff. Hope you, Joe, have enjoyed it. This little video. If I get more than one view, it was obviously someone mistakenly clicking on it, thinking it was something else. And if you stayed till the end, fantastic. I'm going to put links and stuff for my books, just in case you're interested in any of them, in the information comment a bit down there. And for the first time ever, I'm going to say, if you like this video, like, comment, or subscribe, because that's what all the real YouTubers say when in Rome. Okay, I have been the reluctant writer, once again not writing, doing one of these videos because it means I don't have to write. Rob Radcliffe, signing off.